Nollywood has seen many talented actors rise to fame, but sadly, some left the stage too soon before even reaching 30. These young stars had promising careers, bringing joy to audiences with their performances, only for life to cut their dreams short unexpectedly. From mysterious illnesses to shocking accidents and tragic circumstances, their deaths left fans and colleagues in mourning. In this list, we remember Nollywood actors who passed away before 30, so click on the like button to like this video as we get into it. David Mellor. David Mellor is a young, vibrant Nollywood actor, model and fashion designer. Was just getting warmed up in the industry before death came and carried him away, like Nepa light during heavy rain. Before he even reached 30, the cold hands of death snatched him like suya from a hungry lake ocean. Born in Imo State, David was making waves, turning heads and securing his place in Nollywood before an undisclosed illness cut his dreams short. On January 11, 2021, while some people were still trying to stick to their New Year's resolutions, David was gone. The pain was real, like when you mistakenly deleted an important WhatsApp chat that there is no backup. 2 days before he passed, David reportedly complained of body pains. Nigerians know that when body pains start, it's time to hold crusade because anything can happen. Unfortunately, whatever illness he was battling, it refuses to respect talent, good looks, or potential. Before he could even turn 30, death had already signed him out like a lecturer who doesn't waste time marking attendance. David had already starred in over a dozen Nollywood movies before his time was up. If life had been fair, he would have done 100 more, but instead, death came early, before 30 o'clock, and left his fans and colleagues in mourning. Okwi Chukwujeku. Before hitting 30, Okwi Chukwujeku, popularly known as the main boss man, had already become that one friend in every Nigerian group chat who could turn even Nepa's worst blackouts into comedy gold. With his short, round build and a face some might say had that mummy boy softness, Okwi was a walking, talking meme long before memes even found him. But life, being the ultimate script flipper, had a tragic plot twist in store. In 2018, at just 27 years old, Okwi signed up for good after an asthma attack. Like a final scene nobody saw coming. It was as if he'd planned one last joke, only this time, the punchline left his fans speechless. His close friends and fellow actor Odira Nwobu broke the news on social media, and the entire Actors Guild of Nigeria (AGN) mourned like a football team that just lost a penalty shootout. Yet, even in death before 30, Okwi's legacy remains untouchable. Chinedu Bernards. Chinedu, the Nollywood actress who left us before hitting 30, had a story that could easily pass for one of those over-the-top movie scripts. Except this was real life, and sadly, there was no happy ending. Known for her roles in The Regrets, The Mama Stick, and The Money Fever, she wasn't just another pretty face on screen, but also a talented photographer. As life would have it, before she could even clock 30, her own story took a plot twist no one saw coming. It was a regular day in April 2022. No movie cameras, no script, just Chinedu at St. Leo, the great Catholic church in Enugu, cleaning the chapel like a responsible citizen. But as if life decided to throw in its own tragic plot twist, she suddenly collapsed. They rushed her to the East Side Hospital, but in a movie that felt like the worst kind of cliffhanger, she didn't make it. And just like that, before 30, the final credits rolled on her life. Now, as if that wasn't enough drama, bruises on her face raised eyebrows faster than a Nigerian mom spotting an earring on her son. The president of the Actors Guild of Nigeria (AGN) wasn't having any of it and called for an autopsy. And yes, it's worth saying again, she was gone before the age 30, leaving us with questions, shock, and a story that could only be written by life itself. Stanley Okoro. Stanley was just 28, barely old enough to be worrying about retirement plans when death came knocking, uninvited like a nosy landlord demanding rent before he could even reach 30. His promising Nollywood career was cut short by what his family suspected to be food poisoning, and if there was one thing everyone knew about Stanley, it was that food was his love language. But who would have thought that his biggest joy would become his downfall. The fast-rising actor, known for his hilarious roles, had just wrapped up the movie shoot in Enugu before heading to Asaba for another. But unlike his usual self, he didn't take pictures on set, making it even harder to trace who was around him in his final days. His family suspects that someone took advantage of his well-known love for food and poisoned him, because in Nigeria, when a person dies suddenly, village people and enemies are always suspect number one. By the time Stanley got back to Owerri, things went south faster than a Nigerian parent's moods when they see bad grades. He started vomiting black liquids, complained of a burning chest, and collapsed while trying to get to the toilet. Even a native doctor confirmed what the family feared. This was no ordinary illness. It was a fast-acting poison. But no matter how people reacted, one thing was clear. Stanley didn't even make it to 30 before life pressed the exit button on him. At just 28, Stanley Okoro's death remains one of Nollywood's saddest mysteries. One minute he was making people laugh, the next he was gone. Just like that. Ada Jesus. Before the age of 30, Ada Jesus, real name Mesoma Obinadi, had already lived a life packed with more drama and punchlines than your average Nollywood blockbuster, known for her savage humor and skits that could make even the most stone-faced Nigerian uncle chuckle. She didn't just carve out a niche, she built a whole plaza. But of course, she wasn't just about the laughs. She had a PhD in staring wahala too. Before she even got close to 30, Ada Jesus made headlines not just for cracking jokes but for boldly calling out big spiritual figures like Udumeje of the Mountain of Holy Ghost Intervention and Deliverance Ministry and the legendary actress Rita Edochie. This wasn't small chops, this was full course controversy served hot. Her life played out like a Niger comedy drama. 1 minute, you are laughing at her savage clapbacks. The next, you are caught in the suspense of her fearless face-offs with spiritual giants who weren't exactly known for taking jokes lightly. Then live in true Niger movie fashion served its own unexpected plot twist. At just 23, Ada Jesus battled the kidney ailments that left her physically weak but mentally unshaken in a turn of events that felt like a Nollywood script written by fate itself. She sought forgiveness from the same spiritual giant she once fearlessly challenged. She died on the 21st of April 2021 at Zenith Medical and Kidney Center, Abuja. Even as she was wheeled from the place to another in her final days, Ada Jesus remained a force of humor, courage and controversy, leaving the stage before 30, but ensuring her final act was unforgettable. Nelson Gold. Before he even touched 30, Nelson Gold, real name Eziora Nelson Okuchukwu, had already built a reputation as Nollywood's mad actor. His breakout role in The Black Child alongside industry heavyweight like Ebele Okaro, Chiege Alisigwe, and Destiny Etiko wasn't just a hint, it was a billboard sign that greatness was knocking on the door. But just as his star started to rise, life pulled one of those unexpected to be continued moments. The plot twist: before he could even start enjoying the perks of his rising fame, Nelson checked out of life's party just 10 days after celebrating his 26th birthday in June 2021. Imagine blowing out your birthday candles, probably praying for more roles, fame, and maybe that elusive endorsement deal, only for life to say, "Oh yeah, time's up." Reports had it that he'd slumped during a movie shoot in Enugu, a scene too real for even Nollywood's most dramatic scripts, and never woke up from the coma that followed. His sudden exit left fans and colleagues as confused as someone trying to understand a Nepo bill. The title, Mad Actor, suddenly felt deeper. One part tribute to his electrifying performances, another part reflection of his life's unpredictability. Before the age of 30, Nelson Gold had already made enough impacts to keep his legacy alive, leaving us with memorable scenes and a harsh reminder that sometimes the credits roll too soon. Francisca Choji. Francisca Choji was just 23 years old, far too young to be dealing with the harsh realities of life, let alone death. But before she could fully step into her Nollywood glow-up, death came uninvited, like those wedding crashers who show up just to pack takeaway. She was instead found floating in the water at Rayfield Resort in Jos, Plateau State in May 2022. The fact that she died before even reaching 30 made it all the more heartbreaking. As expected, Nigerians wanted answers. How does a young, vibrant actress just vanish from the land of the living like jam resource? After a poor score, the Plateau State Police quickly jumped in, announcing that nobody parts were missing, as if that alone should make everyone relax. But they also admitted that they couldn't tell if anyone was responsible for her death. In other words, they basically shrugged and said, "We the investigator," and moved on. At just 23, Francisca Choji's death became another painful reminder that life doesn't wait for you to reach your peak before pressing game over. Death didn't even let her hit the big leagues before snatching her away like an overzealous bouncer at a club. Gone too soon, before she even got to 30, a young star deemed before she could shine her brightest. Ngozi Chimeke. Before the age of 30, Ngozi Chimeke was already making her mark in Nollywood, one of those rising stars who looked destined for the big Madame roles someday. Her acting chops were as fresh as Lagos morning traffic, and she had that "I'm going somewhere" glow that made people believe her future. But life, with all its Nigerian plot twists, had other plans. On December 7, 2021, in Delta State, Ngozi's promising story came to a sudden halt in the most unexpected way. Picture this. What seemed like a normal run to the POS shop turned into something straight out of an action film. Only this time, it wasn't a movie. Armed men showed up, and in a flash, her journey ended before she could even hit 30. In a country where stay safe is more of prayer than advice, her passing became a brutal reminder of how unpredictable life can be. The Delta State Police Command jumped into the investigation mode, but as usual, the details remained murkier than PHCN's promises during election season. Meanwhile, Niger Twitter and Nollywood's fans turned the tragedy into an online debate, asking why a future so full of promise had to end like an unfinished film script. For someone who hadn't even reached 30, Ngozi left behind not just roles, but questions, and the uncomfortable reminder that in Nigeria, even stars rising too fast can get caught in life's cruelest plot twist. Olamide David. Before hitting the age of 30, scratch that. Before even reaching adulthood, Olamide David had already become Nollywood's golden child. Imagine a boy barely 15, stealing scenes and hearts in Cobweb. Winning Best Male Actor at the Best of Nollywood Awards in 2015 wasn't just luck. It was like watching a young Messi dribble through life's obstacles with ease. His future looked as bright as Nnebe light in Tinubu's regime. But as life would have it, fate had a plot twist waiting. Olamide's rising star dimmed too soon on January 18, 2016 at the Ikeja General Hospital. How? Not in a dramatic Nollywood scene or in a big movie set. No. Life decided to pull the ultimate prank during a casual football match. One moment he was kicking goals like a champ, the next a fatal injury changed everything faster than Lagos traffic changes moods. It's wild to think that someone who had already achieved so much before even tasting the sweet freedom of adulthood could be gone just like that. In a country where football and movies are practically unofficial religions, Olamide's passing hit hard, like missing a penalty in the final minutes of a World Cup match. His legacy, though short-lived, is like the unforgettable blockbuster everyone talks about. Brief, brilliant, and forever inspiring other young talents to chase their dreams with all the energy of a Lagos conductor hustling for passengers. Rico Suave. Before hitting the age of 30, Rico Suave was living that ultimate Niger dream: fame, music, acting, and a sprinkle of reality TV drama. The guy wasn't just a Big Brother Niger Season 3 to fill space. He came in like suya at a Friday night hangout, unforgettable and full of spice. His ambitions stretched wider than Lagos traffic on a Monday morning. In the Biggie house, Rico wasn't the type to be caught in Basbo's drama. Nope, he was the calm in the middle of the storm, like that one generator that doesn't make noise in the middle of the 10-apartment building. But just when life seemed to be setting him up for a blockbuster ending, fate did what it does best. In 2022, at just 29, a tragic car accident brought Rico's journey to an abrupt stop, leaving fans and housemates shocked, like someone who just discovered that jollof rice finished at the party. In true Niger style, social media went wild. Tributes poured in faster than Lagos rain, with fellow housemate Alex Unusual breaking the heartbreaking news. Rico's passing was that kind of twist nobody saw coming. But even though life cut his story short before he hit 30, His cool vibes, big dreams, and unforgettable charm still light up memories. Favour Daniels. Before she even had the chance to hit the big 30, Favour Daniels was already a household name in Nigerian comedy circles, a true queen of relatable skits and laugh out loud movie moments. If you were scrolling through your phone on a boring afternoon, chances are Favour's hilarious videos would pop up just in time to save you from boredom into your sleep. Her humor was the type that hit harder than suya pepper when you are not ready, and her energy unmatched, like a generator that refuses to disappoint during Nnebe's finest moments. But as life in Nigeria has taught us, plot twists don't always come with a happy ending. On February 5th, 2023, at the tender age of 23, Favour's story took a turn no one could have seen coming. She tragically lost her life in a boat accident. Yes, a real-life version of those scenes where people scream, "My friend, wear your life jacket." But in this case, the waters didn't forgive. Her sister, Elizabeth Daniels, shared the heartbreaking news on social media, leaving fans scrolling back in disbelief as if refreshing the page could change the outcome. The Nollywood community and her loyal followers felt the sting, because how does someone with that much joy and promise just vanish before the age of 30? Yet, in true Niger spirit, people remembered the laughs, the good vibes, and those skits that could brighten even the darkest of days, like finding out your favorite food seller added extra meat without charging extra. Favour's story remains a bittersweet reminder that while life may be short, especially when it ends before 30, laughter truly is one of Nigeria's greatest survival skills. This is a time to like this video. Meanwhile, I did a video about some Nollywood actors and their net worth. Click on the video showing on the screen to know the net worth of your favorite Nollywood actors. Click on it before this video ends, because if this video ends, it will go away. See you in the next video. Bye.